هيف أو رقم القرآن دا نمقصدوي هزار هيف درسته چكوتوي وقتي دا عرب واش رقمي هزار زياتر نبو يعني هيكش هزار بترتر مثلا دا مليون نبو دا بيجيت ألف 100,000 أنا هوصا 100,000 هوصا رقم الظانية هزار وفيجال جال كا چند داديتر فيه تشتي رقم الظاني فيجال لوا يعني كوش هزار هيواجي جالك بترتره يعني ويه هزريب كيا أو طاعته ورجاج بل هندي هيك توان ده دماهي كده اگر تو عبادتي تدا بكي بيشكي خو زحمت دي أجر وثوابت هزار يعني هزار هيوا حساب كي هيك هزار هيواجي حساب كي نزيكي چلو حشتي و 4 صالة عبادت بمرو في حساب بيت يعني اگر تو حساب كي عمري نوحي عليه السلام أنا عمري آدمي عليه السلام هزار صال بون يعني هكر هزار صال عبا هكر تو 12 ساله که شف اوان ده عبادتی تدا بکی هر وکو عبادت آدمیه 1000 ساله تو دی بس دوان ده شواده يعني ده يعني حساب که هكا 12 ساله تو شف اودي قيام الليل هكا شف 12 ساله ده في 12 و 120 روز يعني عبادت چند 4 هیوا برانبری 1000 سالات عبادتينه بس وي هزرب که چند عبادت بو مروی تیتا نویسین لو گله کافر مروف بو استفاده جوان درفتا بگریتن و عبادت و طاعتی بو خاطی دا بکن شاء الله with Allah wills tomorrow will be the first night of the Laylat al-Qadr and we will have our own program inshallah and we will come to the masjid and do ibadah. It's very encouraging that even the Prophet peace be upon him he used to encourage the Sahaba to do their best in the last third of Ramadan. 2/3 of Ramadan is done. And we have this third of Ramadan in our hand. We have to work hard to gain that pledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give it to the believer and free them from the hellfire. And also in this 10th night, there is a night of the power. The night that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the Quran from the Lawh al-Mahfuz to the heaven. And then from the heaven, Jibreel, he bring it to the Prophet, peace be upon him, through 23 years as they needed. And in those 10 days, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, Laylatul Qadri khayrun min alfi shahr. It will be equivalent to 1,000 of months. The number 1,000 in that time, the Arabian, they didn't know any numbers more than 1,000. That's the reason they say if they want to say a million, they didn't have a million, that number. They said alfa alf, 1,000 of the 1,000. They mean it by a million. And today when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we read khayrun min alfi shahr doesn't mean exactly 1,000 months. It's more than that. But this is the number that the Arab during that time they knew that number. Even if you go with the 1,000 month, that's mean 84 years of the ibadah and worship. Adam alayhi salam, he lived for 1,000 years. Those 1,000 years that if he worship it on it, if you just for 12 years you worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you do the qiyam al-layl in those last 10 days, each one of them it will be equal to 1,000 months. That means for 84 years. Multiply by 12, it will be more than 1,000 years. Just imagine with the 12 years, if you do qiyam al-layl and you do those last 10 days of the Ramadan, it will be equal to the age of Adam alayhi salam as a worship that you are doing. It's a good opportunity for all of us to get advantage of those events that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it for us in Ramadan. And also, inshallah, we encourage our brothers and sisters to give their sadaqatul fitr or zakatul fitr. And there is a question, which is better, to pay the zakatul fitr with money or with food? Yesterday I explained it in Kurdish. Today, inshallah, I will explain it in English. During the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him, they didn't have that much money in the hand of the Sahaba. Even in the time of my father and grandfather, they used to exchange things because they didn't have that much currency in their hand. they used to, let's say, give a wheat and they give them, let's say, dates. And they change things because they didn't have that much money to change. Or they give a sheep or a lamb and they give them some of the, let's say, flour or whatever it is that they need. This is before 100 years or 70, 50 years. In the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him, they used to be in the same situation. Most of them, they didn't have money. They exchanged things. That's the reason the Prophet, peace be upon him, he said, مِنْ قُوتِ الْبَلَدِ. Nowadays, who of us is a farmer and he do farming? No one of us. All of us, we have a certain amount of money that when we work, that income, it comes to us. And we don't eat just a specific things because we have a lot of things to eat. That's the reason when you compare that, you have to know in which you have to pay currency or food. And then on the other hand, if you look, the Zakat al-Fitr, what's the purpose of it?